So I've done some videos showing you guys how to use YaV1, and actually a surprisingly common question I get is whether or not you need an internet connection to use YaV1. And the answer to that is no. You will actually see me tether this phone to my iPhone quite a bit and use it, with internet. But for YaV1 specifically, you don't actually need that. I do that for some other apps, and I'll get into that in just a second. But I want to go ahead and go into what you do need for YaV1. So those of you guys who are looking to get a phone to use this app, here's what you'll need. Basically, it just comes down to two things. First thing you're going to need is a Bluetooth connection. Every phone has that. Bluetooth is what your phone uses to talk to the Bluetooth adapter in your V1. So really simple there. Every phone's going to have Bluetooth, not a big deal. Second thing you'll need is GPS. GPS is there so the phone knows where it is for things like GPS lockouts, or how fast you're going for low-speed muting, things like that. So you do need GPS. It's built into all your phones. Same thing with Bluetooth, so pretty much every phone these days will support it. It's not a big deal. An internet connection is really only required for a couple things. You're going to want it for maybe downloading YaV1 or updating when new versions come out. Or if you're looking through your logs in your phone, it'll actually tell you all of the different encounters that you've had. You can go in if you have logging enabled. It'll show you all the different alerts. You can pull them up, and then you can actually display the alerts on a map. So that's pretty handy. If you want that, in order to actually have the map, you are going to need, where is it? That, just check these couple ones here. And for that, it'll pull up a map and it'll show you where your alerts are. That's a pretty handy feature to go in and see afterwards where your alerts were, how long the encounters were, all that kind of stuff. So for that sort of thing, yeah, you will need an internet connection, but you can do that at home. Over Wi-Fi. If you've got tethering, cool, that's gravy. You don't need it for that, but there are some features that would benefit for it. For the main stuff, everything from being a display to, logging your alerts initially doesn't require an internet connection. Your lockouts, the ability to configure the V1 to load in different settings, all that kind of stuff there does not require an internet connection. So to answer your question, does YaV1 require internet? The answer is no. Because of that, you can actually get, oh, that's cool. Let's go back in. Where did it pick up? Overfalls, maybe? But because of that, you're not actually going to need a phone with data or an internet connection. You don't have to pay for internet. This is actually a prepaid phone that I bought from the store. It's designed for one, you buy it really cheap and then you prepay and you use it as a cell phone. I don't do it for that. I didn't bother activating it, and it's actually something really common you can do. You can buy a phone for now 15, 20 bucks, brand new. You don't even have to go to Craigslist or eBay and get a used one. You can buy a new phone super cheap and just set it up here as a display. It doesn't require an internet connection, and just Wi-Fi to install the apps. Cool, no big deal there at home. And once you do, you can just use your phone. There's no monthly fees, there's no internet connection required, and YaV1 runs great without it. Now, I did mention that I do have this phone tethered to actually my iPhone right now, which is recording. You can see it right there reflected on the screen. I got my iPhone recording this. And there are some benefits to doing that. Number one, you'll see I actually have the phone right here on my dash. Now, I keep my iPhone down here. It's not as visible when I'm driving. This right here is where I can see everything while I'm driving, and I like, just for safety reasons, having, keeping my eyes on the road and seeing everything right here on the dash while I'm driving. And so what I can do is, when I'm using any sort of navigation app, whether it's Google Maps, if it's Waze, whatever, I can see everything right here while I'm driving. It's so much easier to see, and I really prefer it. There's other benefits too, like sometimes with Waze, it doesn't actually give you an audio alert. Sometimes, there'll be a police officer spotted ahead or something, but you'll get like a visual pop-up, but you won't get the audio alert. And I like having it right here on display. That way, in case for whatever reason it doesn't give me the audio alert, I still have a better chance of seeing it. Additionally, because this is Android, you do have some other options to configure Waze. There's things like, on Android, you can actually adjust those police spotted alerts. The default is 1/4 of a mile away now on the current app. If you get an old version of the app, you can have it actually customize and any distance you want. So I actually have an older version of Waze running here, and I've set it so that my police spotted alerts, I get 1 mile of warning rather than like 1/4 mile or whatever the new default is, 1/8 of a mile. I don't know, it's really, really short now. So I've gone in and changed the settings, and because this is Android and not an iPhone, I can actually do that. So I actually prefer, both for that reason, to get better police alerts running right here, and also just the fact that it's on my dash. I just really like having, you know, my maps right here, my navigation. It's just an all-around preferable system for me. I like having it right here, you know, everything without, you know, I just see a flash without taking my eyes off the road, and it's just a better system. So for those reasons, yeah, I do actually like having an internet connection here, but that's not actually YaV1 specific. For those of you guys who are wondering about the Waze long distance notification thing, I'll post a link in the video description. You can see the post where people are talking about how to configure it, how to set it up, the whole tutorial for that thing. So if you're curious about improving the distance for the police spot alerts on Waze on Android, not on iOS, but on Android, I'll post a link to that. Also, it's really nice running it on this phone. YaV1 works really well backgrounded. You'll see I've got it in little C mode right there. I'll go ahead and re-enable K-band. Because I'm sitting here in a parking lot, it's got some K-band falses, and you can see YaV1 works really nicely. The things actually pop up in the background. If I have those signals locked out, the signals go away, and any new signals that it sees will pop up right there. So pretty handy. New alerts will still pop up. It's not a big deal to have the app backgrounded, and when the alerts go away, just do that, put it back in little C mode, just hit the button again, you see it went to little C, the alerts go away. So YaV1 still works really well when backgrounded, so it's not a big deal to have it running in the background while you've got Waze or whatever you're using in the foreground, so pretty handy there. So yeah, for those of you guys who are wondering if YaV1 requires an internet connection, the answer is no. So no worries, get a cheap phone, new, used, whatever. You don't have to pay for data, don't need internet, just Bluetooth and GPS, which every phone has, not a big deal, and you can get up and running. So there you go.